Dagi Jinsoi Jibe Sonam Ji Drolai Benjir Sanji Druparai Shoi Sanji Shuzo Soji Chonam Lo Jancho Bardoi Doni Josui Ji Dagi Jinsoi Jibe Sonam Ji Drola Benjir Sanji Druparai Shoi. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may attain Buddhahood for say all sentient beings. Tanyum la ne warai juroi je moi nong ko doi nyambe semje tam de wa doi de wei ju doi tambarai jurje dung e dai dung e ge ju dai de wei jur dung e me wei de wa dai me de warai jurje ni ren cha dai ni dai de Tanyum la ne warai juroi je. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as sky, have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest equanimity, free from attachment aversion. So I think many of you, they receive transmission, the Phowa, and many of you already done practice. Many of you maybe practice continually. And just in case if you didn't receive the Phowa instruction and transmission, and can you show your hand? You never practice and transmission. So okay, here and there, 5, 6, and here. Okay, all right. So this means I need to first offer for you transmission. So the Buddha's teaching, especially Vajrayana, there are 3 things way to offer the completely. Some the special deity sadhanas they call empowerment, and the explanation or teachings detail, and then transmissions the allowed to practice. So first I will read this Phowa text, and then we will explain a little more details. Tanyum la ne vara juroi je. Jivara Bhagavata Devayan Leodor, Jidevara Honje, and Rutu Janju, the Savan Ladion, Jivar, Zavel Lamador, Jasembagador, the Jangun Jing, Renjin, Jajuru, Jomasaru Sabari, Agam, but we want to see about Jivatin. Dorje Sambasama Doji, the Jibo, the Santa Chana, Dorje Lavo, Dorsum Tugan, the Dorje, Devara Hundra, Yegova, Levodun, Java, Chana, Dorjans, and the Sala Rabgojin was written to the Savan and Shabji Tewan Ledon, Dani, Sambo, the Dictabini, don't go to Jarbabu Ziju Medan and Jedara Tabara, your Umbazos, my Manabals, Tazamong Bedam language, Gomboji, Zodo, and Roberto, the Tuji did that was yes on the dollar temperature, Jambara Jagan, the new this one was him, is along Gobara show. No, Povelo Johnson, the Ojin Boundary on the Salamba, they're doing in the Sanjalo Savan, the Salom, Yulum, those was Sanje, Sumin, and Witness on Salon, and there was Sanj, don't Sangro on Salon, Sanje Pago, Jimenus on the Salon, Yulum, those there was Sanje, Churches, and General on the Salon, Yulum, those there was Sanje, Sumin, my dear, on Salon, those Sanje Yungzi Pundanam Jalasavan Saman Yunada, Sanje Kenjan Namjum Pundasavan Saman Yunada, Sanje and Wamasavan, Jizun Kunjar and Alasan Saman Yunada, Dava Jens, Renzi Chirasavan Saman Yunada, Dava Sanje, Kunjar Yunadasavan Saman Yunada, Dava Sanje, Kunjar China Samulasavan Saman Yunada, Dava Sanje, Ten, Yalasavan Saman Yunada, Dava Sanje, Kunjar Tenzin, Dulasavan Saman Yunada, Dava Sanje, Yungzi Punchu, Yalasavan Saman Yunada. Sanje, Chapter Bemaj and Losavan Salon, you know, the Sanje, Jizun, Tarmat, and Losova, Le, Salam, you know, Sanje Garjin was on some, you know, Sanje, Tijan, the Sanje, and the Salon, Gunjo, Tujin was on some, you know, Sanje, Todu Chuan, Losavan Salon, you know, Sanje, Ujin, and then the Losavan Salon, you know, the Vajin, Sanje. Jizun Gunjor, Chujolos on the Salon, you know, the Sanje, Dinzi Chujolos on the Salon, you know, the Chujolos Salon, you know, the Sanje, Dinzi Chujolos on the Salon, you know, the Sanje. Tinzi developments on the Salon, Bowen, the Virginia, you know, Bove, Gajon, the Virginia, the Sundan, and the German, the Virgin, Sanje, Ova, Mela, Chazel, then was also met in German, the Salon, number one, so more given in some wondering the salon coverage dodge and the moment. London Tonan, you don't know, John was a London to change with my given. Corner Honda, February, Lama Konchok Sonam, the Shadow of the Machine, the Pebble, when you go to Sanji with him again. Jedon was a man that was only doing some of you guys about the Sunday news and about the Sanji, but you should know the zero. The encourage the ones I know years of the general science of the human point they were changing them there, touching the two in the Washington. The original, the Judan, together, one of the Jews and the Jacob was in a dead, but the Roman is also just my given corner, condo, pay what I show. Okay, now the power practice, of course, all the Buddha's teaching is always profound, rich in its meaning. But every practice we need the daily, some sort of the experience. But the power is very important our life. The sooner the later we need a power practice. So power means from one place to another place, to moving. So the powers. So this power came from, and also here the English translate. So usually power practice at least 1 week to 3 weeks with a guide and power retreat. The many teachers do that. So this power called Jakjugmas, standing grass, sort of sign of the now Brahmadol open. 아는 다 포와 시베 갑라 포와디 내 찍도 포와 인바 내 포와 제와 아니 공도 배와데 저질이야 포와슌 데네 포와슈와데 란조 탄다 사제니 버를렘비 풍분되네 데네 넘버 시바디당 사제니 버를렘비 풍분이데 카가체베 갑라 데네 남시데 바르도그네야 포네 타괴 싱라야 데네 덴버치야 데네 포와라야 나가망 보여봐 랍추구 포와 등루구 포와 타마주구 포와 두시 숨댕구 포와 라소바 망고유 버래 다 퍼제드 제벌로서 보다 딘 두시 타메다 타마 된 거죠 뭐는 땅아 주는 주기 포와줘야지 아니 포와종에게 라마 포와종세게 간사 포네 포백이 유로 닭배신 드레 딱 20배 돈에 포와줘야 돼 Antela yang lama Koran yang idam dorjinen jorma gi nyamba kyo nyunge. Antela yang duwa nyamne chen Phowa chan nyunge. Tende jegi ani gyube chila manyambe chedu shela ya pena digri esonje tene lama namji. O tende nawa da chonama do Phowa di chichok mawre. Kanyasina chunyi ki tenpa mato ba meshin la wangkura chewa di longwa longwa chewa rasunje de chunyi ki tenpa mato ba la sanga ga wang dang tene neze tomba tunzu shekyu yaw ma re sunje bena nga zo shakwe zadung jubshi nang yongsu mami semje la sanga chukwa dumba yin sungpa na hinje je o re sungwa re. So now here is the Phowa. There are many different labels. The best one is the Phowa of Dharmakaya Phowa. And the second is the Sambhogakaya, third is the Nirmanakaya, and the fourth is the Dushi Sumden Phowa, means looks at three ways. Person who the giving or performing the Phowa, and person who the consciousness moving, and third one is where they locate to moving. So those are the projection from here to there, but at least this he or she need to retreat with a guide, retreat, and the mandate is Vajra Yogini, and yourself is completely transforming the Vajra Yogini at Phowa time. The Phowa also, one is the lifetime learning, practice, exercise. There's a Buddha Amitabha is like Buddha material, or somebody sit in the cushion, right? And when person pass away, then Buddha Amitabha is like the cross leg. Buddha Amitabha, two different way to possession is different. So now, of course, here coming little more details. So least is a Phowa practice you 1 week to 3 weeks with the experienced master. Then you're learning there. Sometimes one of our teacher, Lineage, his name is Ayang Rinpoche. He was a very well-known Phowa master. Before the pandemic, every year, I think December or around that time in the Bodh Gaya, the Phowa retreat, 1 week to 3 weeks, something like that. So this is very important for individually benefit and person who know how to this Phowa, and also tremendous benefit. You can see there's some animal, dead animal, so many people, family member pass away, and exactly you know how to do that. So the Phowa is also less difficult. Sometimes people use a lot of smoking, and the central channel is a little block. That's why you need to more hard worker. If people never smoke and easy to Burma-dolls open. So I saw my own eyes in Digung Tea Monastery. There's sometimes gatherings, large, great teachers, and then the Phowa giving transmission. There may be a couple of dozens of people also. They opened Burma-doll. They just text that tell you what kind of the sort of the sign of the practice. So right now we're just giving transmission and some explanation. And near future, maybe Phowa retreat is good for maybe not 1 week, maybe 3 days. Then real is coming. Just one is just giving for how to do and where they come from, lineage and so forth. So now I will just go brief little bit. So that also the Phowa the number gabla and Phowa the Toma Hane Yungu and the Phowa the Pukajula Kandestar Yim. The Jamjon de Rob in Gina, you are the Puignal, your mare. Ani da to the Dubajiban Namla, Pokanjing Jonsu, on the Samye, Gombashini, Chuki Jewu de again, and Guru Chendang, Kimbo Buddhist of the Dantang, the Dega Gabla, Jewu de Zenla, and the Kajing, the launching Mambu Yuban on it, the launching Yasa to Gunsa. Benangazo Tringas America, Yaga shoes, the Gunga shoes, a combo you and I sing it in there. Subjecting the Chil Podu, Jala Yama to Serge Gabla, Tinsana, she's a lot up the wood in the medu. Ane begin Kambena Toyagi, Namgu Pullen, Numza Sabil, Hamad, La Bajas Euro, the budget Jubalti, 장신을 띠더니 될 매바도 되는 매 유ring 부대고 그 놈다 되진 안 잘라 제가 디 매디 토수 니버소마다 토수 당복이 토리아 tuk제드는 어다 그런 게 여용기 쪽에 미소 심지 망부 주 처음에 다 그런 게 tuk리야다 오늘 전에 시행기 파면 소잡 챌린지 다 드레 제베 갑라 아니 오늘 밀루 통던 덴바지 당한 직된디가 오늘 밀루 타마 수수 파마 좀다 대대보지 가 딕점버리 있잖아 아니 니무세 메초바 츠무 니무고 바 드레 그 동에 나르데베 갑라스. So, of course, here's the English translator is more detailed. We can read and someone can read later. But I will just a little bit explain. So, where they came from, the Phowa, around 7th, 8th centuries, the King Chosun Dezin and Tibetan Dharma King, he inviting the Guru Bema Samba in the Shantarakshita. At that time, one of the minister is a very important minister. So he has two different palace or living house. So he wanted something and some lighting as not companion and this around this times, right? The people right now we have easy to light on. You can see what you will picking and pick up and so forth. At the time, after they make the sesame oil, then the sesame oil, after they make something would stick together a special piece in wood. This with the oil can light stay a little longer. So unfortunately, the fire spark and touching to the ceiling looks like in the basement. Then that's where his parents and including some animals, they killed them. So he was very, very sad, and he is just talking. Most people can serve their families. I killed them. I'm the one the worst person in this earth. So he's so deep in sorrow and suffering. He couldn't eat daytime. He couldn't sleep in the nighttime. And today's dunga chimbo yuba kabla tene gebuteson de zenga tuk zawa chimbo gu gwane an kabdi dung gurun buche samye chimbo la shukdebe gabre tene samye chimbo la shukdu dang nge lumbu nimalo khoja de da buji chungni tanda khondu shubantagwe ane nimu seda chimo nime ba de ge dunga chimbo judo ane chirobya de yongsi wore jezang lumbu nimadang lumbu nimadabe ge dunga seya chedo ane gurun buche ge choji naro che yesundu tene gurun buche ge temada도 samye chimbone shoba toran junduge gejik dinila tene nujo dewa jenge shingamla ya penen gombo wamela shubare yesungbare. So King Chosun Dezin very kindly because the minister is very qualified to take care in the outer, in inner territory and everything. So King trusted a lot this minister. So now minister is very treasure there, his family. So King went to the Samye cave, Samye Chimbu cave in the upper part in the mountain near Samye monastery because the Guru Bema Samba was a retreat. So then King Chosun Dezin give all the informations. See Guru Bema Samba, this has happened. The best minister, he's a large treasure. This happened, and likewise maybe near future same circumstances. So how we can release the no more continuous suffering? Can you please keep the teachings? So and then early morning and sort of the miraculously Guru Bema Samba went from Samye Chimbu cave to the Kabarkawa, Sugawa, the Pure Land, Buddha Amitabha, directly there. And then I go one megi, and double Kawakan Jengi Jones, Gombo Jambayang, Juba, Jewuterson de Zenget, and the two said that Lumbu Nimala did the Koja Chonga, the Jikchena, and Kuranda, Harsore, Luyule Shonga, Kojaji Chong, Jikchena, and Kurang Yenchen, and Zamboling de la Phowa. Shenla mewe Phowa dambaji da chungyaage tindrege da demde re ane tanda dinge Guru Bema Samba ane Guru Rinpoche rangla ya tindrese nangi yins ane gubo wame rangi ka nangne ane di jikyu che ne Guru Rinpoche nge jebu teson dezen ke lumbu nima o tindrese ne tini mirab choksumse le ya tanda lo jata choksumse pado tindrege jikyu che je me shu tuyla pa mes ane tuyla pa we kabla ane dire che je kirang 비게 가서 달라가 보고 촐라야 안 때는 배 아니 마음발 루브니마 공부 전에 양시들라든 그런 기중 razijil lu lengres ani kap tu rada lugu shibe kabla Quran kyawang ma ge phagja se ni ning je cheme wa jibe kabla ani lui ge wu chirang tu da medila manova te gu rest in the ganamre. So then Buddha Amitabha said the king Dharma king and the Chosun Dezen manifestation in the Manjushiris, how wonderful give the teaching at the land of the snow. But here's a good hard disciple and a minister. He has a lot in the treasure. Maybe the moment he is very sadness because he's what he is accidentally this kind of happen. But the long-term benefit, this Phowa teaching can help countless sentient beings. So now I'll give you Guru Rinpoche, and you can give the King Chosun Dezen, and he will give to the minister one by one and to 13 generations, because sometimes the Dandric teachings they need to qualify it. Without qualified, somebody kindly give you by no benefit. So that is the way. And then Abdul say, southwest in Tibet, there are Taglakambu Hills, and there are Taglakambu Hill, one lake, and then there you can ask to the holding the Naga in near future, and then the minister bird again the shepherd, young shepherd, and he is maybe some there's some baby sheep and baby goat and die, and he was tremendous sorrow. He was very kind because he's not ordinary people. He's very great practitioner for also meet Guru Bema Samba and so forth. At the time, then the Naga king, unmistakable way you will give for him, then he will liberate all those sheep and goat and cows, and also many sentient beings. So that's the way to how to begin to publicly. As before, it's a lot of very private. And then the lineage came to many great Nima masters, and then came to the Digun's first one of the abbot, Kenjen Namjum Punzo, and then later first in Digung Jamgon Chungzan, His Holiness Jamgon Chungzan, the Dharma Giddi, and first His Holiness Digung Jamgon Chezan Gunjo Ratna. Those two brothers very, very profound practice in this case. So actually the Phowa came from the Nyingma tradition, but in Tibet, the Phowa is a very unique connection in the Digung tradition. And also we give every Mangi years, every 12 years once. We can see, and usually in the people giving teachings, maybe say, oh, there are 100 people, a lot, 1,000 people, a lot. So a couple of years ago, and the last time they're giving this teaching in Tibet, and the whole village is full, not a small house, whole village is full. I have the picture. There's almost 400,000. During the time, people said, in Lhasa, the less people, because people all going up in Digung. So that is where can continue on our lineage. By myself also retreat, the Phowa retreat, and here somebody passed away. They asked me, can you perform this one? And we do. So this way today we just a little bit explain where they came from. And then you want to learn how to Phowa other people or at least yourself. This we need to, after the retreat, you need to retreat. It's not a 2-hour section, then you will try to tomorrow, too quick, too fast. So we need to take time to build unmistakable way. Today, Phowa de Diguma to Jubanya de the Ningmurgi, that Kasura, Juamambo, Jinamache, Digungi, Kenjen, the Ne Chilamape, the Ne Konge, Ribepen, Digunjango, Chazandang, Chungzan Rambani, and Chungzan Chuji Tabadang, Kunding Tabu, and the Jango Chazan Rambaji, Kunjor Nanam Yinema, Gune. 아니 추기 주반다보데 산제 오바면에 지금 구름부지 주네 마페니 닝메게 추은다보지 요르데 아니 가지고 사르마 사르메고 공스도는데 주공을 타죠 전부중 주공 타죠 전부 중요하디 아니 장군나머니 되려야 포와를 빼 제체네 냠래 망분나바 인장 Then charja urdu devana shi Phowa chamo chungne. Then Phowa de ribe ma tos taryagi Phowa gyubaji gyuare. Then digungla da tene ma tembe Phowa de gyoban jigden go bo nane tanda da dina jaba shushan digudu. Ane gyoban jigden go bo loma nyene jeta de nyene salamna tanam junga zu chense segurwa. Chance and Migrova, and then to this sort of Koranda Jig mixer that had a chenen degree and Azu the Corsa Yomar sang to the Puesha Jarva, or the Jangas Labdu, and a Koran Lom Boy Benanet, Shabjishung in the Jerita, and a Kwan dos Lame Shabjishu de Gabla, Nimajel Jovan Jidingumbo, that ring. That Congress doesn't dumb on the Tambag na Tazang na, and Chasung Boy Hissing, what Dian get down, and the Korang so much, Tanda Digungi, Danja sing the Ganlaya, Shogwang Avogil, and Tamolo Piget, and issue the Kranzungal, that Jundu the Densho somebody. So now this teaching also, Phowa lineage also we have the Lord Jigden Songgon's time, early than His Holiness Digung Jiangwo, and there are Digung Phowa is also the connection. So one time the Lord Jigden Songgon's attendant, his attendants, of course, always receive the teaching. Whenever give the informant, he was needed to attend everything. One morning, Lord Jigden Songgon said, and a couple in the retreat masters, or people who retreat and come out, and some may be learning in the ritual things, also bring in the cemetery. Even though one the chef, or maybe you can call tea master. So his name is called Chamapo Yishi, is the tea grandpa Yishi. So he's only making tea, He's professional tea, that's all. But he's always thinking, my tea served to the great teacher, that's make me very happy blessing. So then early morning and before the sunrise, and his attendant there, and the Lord Jigden Songgon said, now please, you can show me something you approve. The practice, I teach many things. You can show each one can something me show how do you learn, what do you will achieve. And then those retreat master looks like walking in the space. You can go skywalker, like Dagas and Daginis, or lay down in the space of sky. And no surprise, because the whole life in a retreat, right? And somebody go down on the ground. And even though they said the tea master, and he, the letter hanging in the sun rays, okay? Sunrise in the east, the mountain, and he's a letter, right? Letter. So hanging in the sun rays. And he, the Lord Jigden Songgon's attendant, he just looked right and left. Everything's showing something, but he is the last one. Then he was so shocked because he got received the most teachings, but he's the last one. So some sort of, he's very shy and shame, or some reason he's heart attacked when he passed away right there. So now he's thinking, my teachers now getting older, so I will do something best. People who offering anything, I will collect those gold and silvers and precious things and put it in the keep somewhere. When Lama die, I will commemorable build the gold stupa. So then his mind or attached for them, it's not bad way. He wanted to do something with his teacher. So then his body tried to cremation, didn't catch any fire. And then his body throw in the river, the Digung River, and the river didn't carry his body, still there. And then Lord Jigden Songgon said, okay, his body bring in the cemetery. Cemetery, in Tibetan called the Tuzhu. Tuzhu is the usually same the animal in human is a place, not the same, but the same name called Tuzhu. Then 저거 지된 거 보기 년에 상말로 죽다를 된쇼 승배 갑라 아니 가셔야겠다 난갈래야 준주된 콤바존으로서 봐 가셔야겠 난갈래야 심배 다운로서 봐 가셔야 싸워로 줘 같은데 제 and 타나 참아 뽑고 이시 자성의 뽑고 이시가 이나 껴디 니메서를 깨버려 제버려 아니 다 저거 지된 거 보고 년에 렌제 자성 다다 수번 전에 다왕 망고 쉬는 거 가지고 망고 쉬는 거 그랑 와차베서래 제 아니 예외 참말로 준주된 사업인자 코란 대만이도 꾸샤브레스 아니 코란 거 공발라 달라말로 무진 포지션 그 서다 무망고 요버다 천제 약보 다부 잡네 라마 공로 제부 차샤다 라마 공부 조베이나 아니 스르둥 약보지 상고 아섬데 공부요 레스다 디 차와만 두고 코란 공부 조브레스 저브레 아니 라마기 다 구봉로 부르슈드 메시고요 말에 출로마 줄도 추크고요 말에 근데 저거 지는 것보다 그런 그 구동데 단대 투주 다도 투주 가는 치쇼 성벌에 then they bring to the cemetery so he give the Lord Jigen Sung was give the beautiful Phowa instructions and give some Phowa so then there's a Phowa and he said everything is the illusion nothing need attachment because he's attached to those gold and silver and things like that. And Lord Jigensum was sort of getting older. He would use, because the monastery in the mountain, he used a can, right? Can, a stick, can. So then all the gatherings, monks and nuns, and the large and the group gathering, and he used a Phowa, and touching the stick to his attendant, touching his between the eyebrow. Touching here, then he used this Phowa and said pet. As soon as said the pet, looks like maybe in the sesame put in some sort of in the bag. When you open this bag, sesame is just everywhere, right? Everyone understand, right? Sesame, right? Sesame making oil. If you put a big bag, when somebody maybe they cut somewhere, and the sesame is just everywhere. So you cannot pick 1, 2 because the big bag, we'll say maybe 300-pound maybe bag, huge bag. So then what happened was that his whole body is become relics. Looks like size like sesame. And they cannot finish picking 1, 2. And Lord Jigdensung said, just broom to collecting chak. So this is called ten chak. And there are many Tibet they called tuju. There are 1 or 2 names called ten chak is very holy. Ten means a holy relics. Chak means collecting to broom. Or you can say these days maybe vacuum. Everything's collecting, not picking one by one like bird. Then he got the Java Jigden Gumbu, the Phowa the Nani, and Chinuk Jigden, Nanjuk Simjin, Tamje, Midagwe Ranshin Re, and Ngobu Tunzule, Ngobu Chakwachiagi, Ngobu Tindakan, Yomari, Chakwazawan in Chegumare, Tachirangi, Semdang, Lame took the Yerme Wachen, Chiran Lame Tugole, Timber Cheshi, Sunjet, Lame Phowa Jekyon, and Tanda. Numsoyagi Younger Yana Bekan, did the Borregina Luguna, and Borredil Dijavana, Tabe Samolo Chil Mambo Tamde Rotinashi, and Yener Jetag, Maranzo Subuchimbo, that Ringsit Samolo Jurne, and Ringsit to Chaya, Jig Nich and Modun, Samen to Chava in that, and the Tenchas in Dugun Tenchakan, Salam. So that's kind of the famous name in red until now. People, before there are no car, carrying somebody passed away somewhere, 5 days carrying a yak or mule in the mountain to carrying there. The Lord Jigden Sunggu said, people who bring this body, one life to rebirth the human being, see, is a guarantee. Then he said, this is true, he will put print. So he's put print in the right now in the cemetery in Jigung T. So this is one of the very famous in the near center Tibet. Every day is maybe 7, 8, 10 bodies coming all over the direction. So this way you see where there's Phowa and how was the connection. So this I'm just giving the brief summary of the Phowa. Okay. So this text, Samantha, you have the text? Okay. So this, my teacher Kenji Rinpoche composed together. Before there are something, Wajar Sadova, things like that. I think maybe we now need to go to Wajar Sadova. We will skip a little bit and maybe some question answers, real practice, some maybe better, and we read in English helps for you more benefit. So now we will reciting the page 1 right at the beginning, and usually 3 times here. Tonight maybe we can save the time. So one Tibetan, one's English. Pablo, you can read English. Tom Jai Jai Jebe Mai Nam Kha Dai Nyam Be Sim Jen Tam Dewa Dan Den Dung E Dang Te Nyur Do La Na Me Yang Tak Pa Dzog Be Chan Ju Ren Bu Je Do Bo Ro Jo.
All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings.
Okay. Now, usually page 12, is there, of course, the Vajra Sadhava. Just I say, remember, we will skip the Vajra Sadhava. And then we will go down page 12. Page 12, this go Golden Lineage Prayer. There's when you Phowa practice, you must read this one. This, they tell you where they come from, lineage, the Phowa, all the unbroken lineage. So tonight we will this also skip. Next time we will practice time we will do. Otherwise it's a little bit long. So now page 23. So now here is the read to explain the read English. Most I said before, but here a little more little detail. You can read page 23 to continue. Please.
I cultivate the altruistic thought to attain all sentient beings to the state of Vajradhara, the embodiment of the four kayas. Therefore, I will receive the transmission and practice of the Phowa teachings, Jaksuma, the standing blade of grass, the swift path to forcefully attain enlightenment, even for those who are sinful. The brief account of these teachings. Generally speaking, when we obtain this precious and complete human body, which has the complete qualities of the leisure and endowments, we should make extensive effort to study, contemplate, and engage in meditation practice of the precious Dharma to attain definite goodness. The reason behind this is that although we have this body of leisure and endowments, the day of life is short. The galloping of the Lord of the Death is fast, and the tendency towards laziness and postponing Dharma practice is powerful. If the condition of death comes suddenly, by exhausting life heedlessly, there is no place to escape. Take refuge, except to go on to the next life. And at that time, the wealth which you have accumulated, the loved ones, this cherished body, and so forth, during the experience of death, nothing will help. In such time, the only refuge and protector is the precious holy Dharma. Regarding this precious Dharma, the great compassionate teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha, depending on whether the trainees were of the family of the hearers, solitary realizers, or bodhisattvas, taught the three types of vehicles. The latter teachings are included in the two vehicles, the Casual Sutra vehicle and the Fruition Secret Mantra vehicle. In the Secret Mantra vehicle, there are methods to attain enlightenment through the meditation practice of the arising and completion stages. This profound path, Phowa instruction, is the only method to attain enlightenment forcefully, even by a sinful ones, in an instant projection without need of long and diligent meditation practice. Ruthless and selfless and so forth are those creators of the five heinous crimes. But if they meet with this path, they will be liberated perfectly. And also, the great translator Marpa Lotsawa said, everyone has the method to attain enlightenment by meditation, but I have the method for enlightenment without the need of meditation. This refers to the kind of Phowa instruction. There are many marvelous, fascinating Phowa instructions in different Tantra texts of new and old lineages. This is Phowa Jaksulma instructions of the transfer of the Pure Land of Dewa Chen, which is included in the terma of ancient secret mantra lineage. The Phowa Jaksukma, the standing blade of grass, lineages is one of the precious Phowa practices. In the 8th century, the Dharma king of Tibet, Chogyal Trisum Deusen, invited the great Indian tantric master Guru Padmasambhava to Tibet, and they successfully built the Samye monastery. Guru Padmasambhava ripened the minds of the king and his subjects through the Vajrayana vehicle. During that time, Guru Padmasambhava was residing in Chimpu cave in the vicinity of Samye, when an important minister of the king, Nyingma, had a great tragedy. He had great wealth and power, and had 2 palaces, and was bringing many things in and out of storage. He was doing this by the light of a lantern when a small spark caused a fire, which instantly burned down the entire palace, tragically killing 13 people, including his parents. All his horses, mules, cattle, and other animals also perished in the fire. Master Nyingma, thinking of the respect and honor that others show their parents, felt that he had committed the heaviest of sins by causing the deaths of his parents and others. He was tortured with this suffering. The king, desiring to end the suffering of his minister, went to Chimmu cave to request the help of Padmasambhava. Padmasambhava, by miraculous power, went to the pure land of Dewa Chen to see Amitabha Buddha. He told Amitabha Buddha about the suffering of Minister Nyingma and all the sentient beings. He asked Amitabha Buddha to give a special teaching to free them from all suffering. Amitabha Buddha gave this Phowa teaching to Padmasambhava and instructed that it should only be given to the Minister Nyingma for the time being, and sealed so it should not be given to others. Padmasambhava, through miraculous power, then came back to Chimpu cave in Samye and gave these teachings to Minister Nyingma, who then gave up all worldly activities to practice Phowa. He achieved the signs and realizations of Phowa. Through the path of Phowa, Minister Nyingma's consciousness attained the pure land of Dewa Chen, and the time of death he used Phowa, and inconceivable marvelous signs appeared, such as rainbows in the sky and relics from his body. Then this text was written on the palm leaf with the blood from the ring finger of Padmasambhava as the ink and the hair of Yeshe Sokyal as the pen. It was sealed 7 times and wrapped with waterproof silk and so forth. Then it was hidden under the black mandala lake, which is located behind the East Daglam Gampo Hill. The Naga king, Surana Ratna, asked to be the guardian of this text. He was told by Padmasambhava that the future incarnation of Minister Nyingma would be Nida Sangye and that he must give the text to him. Padmasambhava then left to go to the land of the Rakshas in the southwest. After more than 350 years, the incarnation of Minister Nyingma was born as the son of a shepherd and giving the name Nidya Sangye. While Nidya Sangye was growing up, he looked after the sheep, during which time he felt great compassion and wept tears of sorrow when the lambs and other animals would die. Amitabha Buddha appeared directly to him and said, "O son of a noble family, don't suffer. This is the profound teaching to alleviate your suffering and to benefit all sentient beings." Thus he gave this Phowa teaching. Nida Sangye then gave the Phowa to all the dying animals, and often many miraculous signs appeared, such as rainbows and lights during the day. The Naga king then came to Nida Sangye and told him of the hidden text, Terma. Nidya Sangye took the ter from the Black Mandala lake and first gave the teaching to the Nagas in that lake. Through this teaching, most of the Nagas were liberated from the lower realms and reborn into the temporary high goodness realms. After that, this teaching was given to many human beings, and they were established in liberation. The great knowledge holder Turton gave the lineage transmission to Nakyan Gyaltsen, the great being and the keeper of this teaching. He gave it to the great realized Sangabhadra. He was not able to find a teacher to hold this lineage. He then received a prophecy from the Vajrayogini to give the transmission to Ratsi Timlelodro, Pago Timlelodro, in Panpo. He gave this transmission. He matured and liberated thousands of disciples through this Phowa. Then he transmitted the lineage to Choje Sangye Gyaltsen of Tsing Tak Takto. Then he transmitted this to Lopon Gyaltsen of Manse. He transmitted this lineage to Lodrak Punsok Namgyal, the abbot of the Jangri Gar monastery. He gave the lineage to Kunchok Radna, the fully enlightened one, the first Rikun Kyakbon Chatsang, and the great Vijayadhara Dharmakirti, Choki Drakpa, the first Rikun Kyambok Chutsang. These two great beings enriched these profound teachings and made them well known. Since then, this great Phowa teaching has become one of the profound teachings of the Drikung Kagyu lineage. As explained in the Sutra and Tantra, the qualified disciples, with no doubt or hesitation about the Lama or the teachings, experience Phowa signs, such as opening of the Brahma door, becoming unconscious, and so forth, simply by receiving the Lung blessing transmission without even depending on the practice. The signs of this Phowa are experienced by many people, and it is quicker than other Phowas. Because of this, the fame of the magnificent blessing of this great Drikung Phowas remain intact and not exaggerated. These two brothers gave the lineage to Lama Lopa Tulku Trinli Lamgyal, and so forth. The lineage was transmitted to the present time. This is the brief account of the history of the teachings.
Continue.
Phowa meditation instructions. These instructions are in 3 sections: the preparation, taking refuge, and cultivating bodhicitta; the actual practice, the instruction of the actual meditation practice, and the conclusion, the beneficial effects of receiving the teachings, benefiting oneself and others. The first section, taking refuge and cultivating bodhicitta. In front, in the space above myself, is a profound and vast jewel throne supported by 8 peacocks, on which is a lotus, sun and moon discs, upon which sits the Amitabha Buddha, who is in nature my root Lama. He is red in color, in Nirmanakaya form, wearing the 3 Dharma robes, adorned by the major and minor marks, holding the offering bowl filled with nectar by his hands, in the meditation position, sitting in the Vajra position, radiating light from his body to all directions. He is surrounded by Padmasambhava, Terton Nida, Sangye, and all the lineage lamas in the dress of monks. Clearly establish the visualization in this way. I and all sentient beings from now on, until we achieve the ultimate enlightenment, take refuge in the root Lama Amitabha as the teacher, and take refuge in the instruction in the profound path of Phowa as the actual refuge, and take refuge in all the surrounding lineage lamas as the guide. Thus, in this way, take refuge. Please do not forsake me from your compassionate mind. Then I will attain the state of Buddhahood quickly for the benefit of all mother sentient beings. For that reason, I will receive the instructions and practice of the profound path of Phowa, fully liberating through the upper door. With this prayer, cultivate the aspiration and action bodhicitta. This is the preparation, taking refuge and cultivating bodhicitta. The second part, the actual meditation practice. First, establish the body posture. Sit in the Vajra position or in the cross-legged position with the backbone as straight as an arrow. Expand your shoulders. Hold the two hands in the equipose position and the neck slightly bent to the front. The eyes gaze in the direction of the nose, the lips and teeth in their natural position. Thus, make the seventh position of Vairochana physically. Then set the mind in this way. Om Swabhava Suddho Sarva Dharma Swabhava Suddho Hang. The conceptual thought, the grasping and fixation on my body, this form of flesh, bone, and blood, I should see as all-pervading emptiness, not existing by nature. Within the state of all-pervading emptiness, I manifest as Vajra Yogini, ruby red in color, with two faces. The main face is semi-wrathful, with three eyes, slightly showing the fangs. The hair is knotted loosely behind. I am wearing the 5 dry skulls. The second face, in the right rear, is the face of a grunting soul. The right hand is raised, holding the copper cleaver knife, and the left holds the skull cup filled with blood at the heart level and the kadvanga at the shoulder. I am standing on the right leg, which is on the heart of a yellow corpse. The left leg bends and touches the right thigh. I am wearing the filthy, freshly severed heads, adorned with red silk and bone ornaments, visualized vividly clear, but without substance. In the center of my body is the central channel. It is blue outside, red inside, hollow like a tube of paper, red in color like a rose, transparent inside and out like a lamp, straight as a reed. Thus, it possesses the 4 characteristics. It is the size of a medium arrow. The upper end is at the crown and the lower at the secret place, 4 fingers below the navel. At the heart level is a joint on which is a 4-petaled red lotus. Upon that seats a red ball, the nature of my consciousness. It is the size of a pea, fresh, light, vibrating, ready to leap. Thus, clearly visualized this way. Above the opening of my crown is the Amitabha Buddha, the nature of my root Lama, red in color, in Nirmanakaya form, wearing the 3 Dharma robes, adorned with the major and minor marks. He is sitting on the precious throne in the Buddha Maitreya position, with his right great toe closing the opening of the crown chakra. He is the nature of wisdom and compassion and radiating light. He is surrounded by all the Phowa lineage lamas. When you chant the name of each of the lineage lamas, strongly supplicate, all you precious lamas, please grant the magnificent blessings. May I successfully practice the profound path of Phowa. Give me the magnificent blessings to be born in Dewa Chen, transferring my consciousness through the crown chakra at the time of death. With this strong confidence and devotion, say the lineage prayer. I supplicate to Padmasambhava, grant me the magnificent blessings to practice the profound path of Phowa. Grant me the magnificent blessings to attain the heavenly realm by the quick path of Phowa. Grant me the magnificent blessings that I and others will be born in Dewachen immediately after death. Say this prayer to each of the lineage masters, and the rest of the instruction will be received from the Lama during the Phowa instructions. At the end of the session, all the Phowa lineage masters dissolve into Amitabha, who then dissolves into me. I receive all the blessings and qualities, then I become Amitayus, Amitayus. Then I recite the long and short mantras of Amitayus. The third part, the conclusion, the beneficial effects of receiving the teachings benefiting oneself and others. If one practices in this way, it will not harm the life, and you will get the great auspicious blessings to pacify the obstacles to life and so forth. Regarding the beneficial effects, when you practice this way, there are 9 beneficial effects and 1 ultimate beneficial effect. 1. By the blessings of this practice, one will not experience the great suffering of agony at the time of death. 2. One will not move the limbs. 3. One will not lose urine and stool. 4. One will not rotate the eyes upward. 5. One will not breathe heavily. 6. One will not produce perspiration at the heart. 7. One will not make a tight fist. 8. One will not have the eyes gazing into space. 9. One will die easily in body posture. This was said by Rechungma, the Lord of Secrets. The ultimate benefit is that even the sinful one who committed heinous crimes, by meeting this forceful path of Phowa, will be born in the formless realm and see suffering for the time being. Because of this, they will not be stained by evil deeds, so there will be no ripening results. And then they will choose the womb of universal monarch, God, human, or so forth, and will be free from samsaric existence. Then you will be born wherever you desire to connect with the Buddhahood. Thus it is said in the Dorje Denshi Forvarjes Seed Tantra. If we receive the proper Phowa transmission when alive, or have the experience of practice, then at the time of death, even if there is no Lama to perform Phowa, just by focusing our mind at the Brahma door, the consciousness will exit from there, and even the very sinful one will attain Buddhahood forcefully. This is a very pure instruction received from the former great teachers.
Thank you so much. So 다 단지 드네 망시 다 슈차비 가르스나 포와기 군듭데 카네 용 예메 아니 칸데 탈비 중 예메 디고지 마슈 다 단도 드네 쿠랑 만자로셔 디 포와기 규바데 고고데체 다 드네 포와 무시 장베 까블라 마시 드네 마 용고르데 드네 소소 도르지 방모 냠레낭이 다 비게 단도 디 파르스탄도 당보디 구르는 부체제 니와들라드는 거 산제 와메 숨바들 와저 요기니엄 도르지 파모 워 드레 다 도르지 파모 냠레나 고거와 드레 드네 포와드 제베 갑라 랑게 다소소 포와 제베 갑로 수보데 커둘레 데고레스 포와 장베 갑리 이네레 포와 자베 갑리 이네 가르스나 number 시바데 자 우마 주네야 용거와 지당 자 우마 짱마 로마스 자 쳬보 숨 아니 자 총어 동다 두지 통화스미 요버레 다 디나네 자디 쪽교 제수나 되니 number 시바데 커둘이야 만조 제 데서 과드마스나 가도 그레스 되니 던지들로 곰자당 남주용랑 쪽조 제니 간제서라 산제 number 낭제기 숙당나 신제 나가 düğ과레 예송거나 신제 되니 계제도 가도쇼 다드네 수수닝기 우라 네 메도 베만 담아 시바다 부지기 띵라 아니 랑기 남시 그 오버디 되네 베 데모 중중 다부지기 치중디 이나 베마 시위 양보 아니 지 랑사 지야 조초조 되네 지 요리야 삼당 그레스 되네 자 우마디 칭와라 낭마와 아니 다뉴 중부 잠라도 되네 뉴마 된다나시 지 카두리야 요와 작죠 메와 어디든지 안에 단답 도생 가지면 무시 점배가 힉슬랍도 아니 닌가 쳐주 콜로네 아니 소르 시점야 yon 되네 고보 와메드 수수 지볼라 자와 참바 죽다나 시제 나란주도 샵야가는 시고는 시제 죽대요레스 되네 자와 참 고보 와메 그 샵예베 태원데 수수단다 참부 커도 대유삼 단남시 되네야 바르인도 되네 힉 타마디 두마디 라비도 되네 비가 가서라 우간드는 고톡 지셔와다는 고보와메 샵기 태원들라 툭니 그러니까 슬랍도드는 칼렐 마요약 근데 야 수수 닝코도데 남시데 마 밥고레스 어딘데지 다 맵장스 근데 야 바르 마장 데제 아니 미 촌도 자다게 야 고마시다 가가요레 아니 어딘데지 so now the very clear instructions on how to do and things like that and text you have now. And then the main practice time, you just guide the 7 Buddha Vairocana's characteristic way, stood position, because you're in the channel straight and the consciousness easy to flow, transforming to come out. So is the central channel and the right and left is the sort of key channels, and the 70 more than 70,000 the small channels. So once the channel straight, easy to the consciousness transform. So the size like P, very vibrant, very light. Each hick maybe you will say 4 inches from heart to come in the forehead in the 7th time. Last hit and the stronger one, and with the material position with the Amitabha and the, above your crown. And then we will say hit already touching the almost come out, but not come out completely. And then Buddha Amitabha, the big toe, the right toe, the block in your Brahman door. Then you will just long, you will say, this pill, the consciousness, looks like sometimes snows is just coming slow down, or maybe tree leaves coming very slow down. For example, you say slow emotion, right? So when we say, you can imagination, your consciousness coming the crown chakra to coming down to your heart center. Then again, hit each time 4 inches like up, hit and hit, and then the 7th time stronger and touching in the Buddha Amitabha's toe again, and so this is how do we imagination. When we die or when we use this somebody pass away, and they're different use, and so this we not need to mix together and you're more confused. So this is much I will give first. So you have maybe some tea time, and the tea open to your Burma drawer easy, or coffee. If you we have a little bit time in order to not. So if you have time, you have question, you will say right now. If unclear, so you can question. I will try my best. Whatever I know, I will happy to explain.
I just want to make sure I understand this. So we're going from the heart chakra to the head, not from like the belly button to the head.
No belly button. Your consciousness not in the belly button.
Just from the heart to the head and up that way.
Right. That's
Thank
the
you, Lama.
right. Yes. We use the hik is the 7 times, each time 4 inches up and up. So you need imaging. Looks like peel, very light vibration. At the heart center. Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Lama, question. I'm sorry. I logged on late because I thought it was 7, but as you know, I have the transmission. I just always forget the colors. Is the channel red on the outside and blue on the inside, or the other way around?
The blue outside, red inside, I think.
Red
Yes.
inside. Okay.
Yes.
And the dot is
Ching
red.
over normal. Say again.
The drop is red.
Yes.
Okay, so blue, red drop.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Lama, I have a question, please.
Yes.
I would like to know how is it that we breathe? We breathe in every hic we have to breathe once, and then when it goes through the crown chakra to the Amitabha toes, then we have to breathe again to say ka.
Breathing is we have 7 times. We will say hik. Each time the 4 inches up, not one time to shooting there. And then the Buddha Amitabha's toe is not too far in your foot, almost touch right there, no between space much. Otherwise, your consciousness looks like a rocket, go out, then you are dead.
And then we breathe again to say ka.
Yeah, we will say ka. With the sound, your imagination. Remember, just I said, your consciousness is small pill. It looks like slow emotion just coming slow down to the land in the center of your heart with the lotus petal.
Thank you, Lama.
Welcome. 아니 간주 불이 나버주 포와 곰림디 셰세부 차송네 카세부 차송네 라 알레 로소 다 포와디 개체쇼디디와 고보와메 군도 마르보제 셰직 차니 슈단디 자와 참바미야나 나란주 미지 샵자간로 굽자간로 슈브나 신지 요삼 데네 샵예웨게 태원디 간주 지부데 쟁게 콜로디 간주 자 우마세 그러와 디 거두데 요삼 데네 간주 데네 단다 나란주 닝기 지라야 닝기 섭다로 디 지라 메도 베마 카체베데나시 메도 베마 예용리야다 메도 로마용으로 로마스네레 메도 카치도 카시엘 바게 중니 주죽숨 소니서 디다 시자우지 춘주제 안 디간리야 단다 랑게 남시 데 마르보 임바 지글라 치중데 데마 춘주 다부지 요체 디야 베 양보시우지 다 가도 푸시자오는 남산 야만 로통에 데 지 요삼 수수 남시 데네 아주 히 relabdu anu sor shi tam ningana ya yongore tene hik dün jawe kabla anu suzu da de da di za uma de go khadu ugan yste da jodo chidu anu hik lawada de khadu de go thond che da ani gobo wa me shabiyebe tawon de la tuk che da lamsa suzu 까 슬랍제드니 단다 남시 데메 동보다 우디 칼레마 바비는 되는 수수 닝기 우라 메도베마 단지 남시 밥사디 땡간이야 마 밥송 섬 어딘데 차가제 쳐고래 세부 나도 냠볼라 그래 다변에 수수 죽설 수수랑 아주 막 대잡술대 이내 까럽도 수수디 공부 다가 시에고 와 아주 냠도 공부 시에고 와 So of course we all say the hick in each of us maybe you make sure lock the door maybe your husband or wife something's wrong my husband they're lousy is unusual noisy so you will just lock the door and then you will just say hick allows okay. So anything need to more clarify or everything's all set? That says several chapters. You do some. I think around the day, around Namshi Yandro say, "Gig za uma de Newman Dawaji, Chiding Wombo Yimba, Nan de Mawo Yimba, China Ninja Lo Tongue, that Yamanaji." 진짜 배 짜고 이거 진짜 samta 아니 친애들도 남시야 통야 남시야 야만 줘야 이거 배나 시담날 토마나 시 진짜 통토 양보요 봐 아니 디스 아주 포와디 곰 힉자베갈 베고수 장고 시우시고 그래서는 카둑레 만드나나 되냐 저기 야 교용을 대지 슈트나 카둑레 카둑 슈마도는 야 미그림제는 공바신 카둑 유 삼는 되게 와래 So now this one is the supplication for page 21. Again, you can read first once English, then I will read how many times do we have? Okay, we can read 2 times in Tibetan.
Page 21, Lama?
Yes.
Okay. I pray to the glorious Lama, the embodiment of the 4 Buddha's bodies, the crown jewel of all the entire Dakpo Kagyu, the leader of sentient beings, the teacher of the ultimate path, the Lord of compassion, the regent of the Buddha, of the peerless kindness, incomparable teacher, Vajradhara, great Lord Rikungpa, please hear my prayer. I pray to you, please look upon me with compassion. Please empower me with the blessings. Grant me the 2 actual accomplishments now. Please bestow the fruit of the effortless establishment of the 2 purposes.
Oh, thank you. Dan di 당부 선대비 전에 라마를 선대비 제제 안에 단다라는 약들이 포화기 질럽된 나로 제서 어딘데 제 선대부 주들에 되네 단지 슈브나시 제 포화 이나마 유용이 군집대 차장 천르를 제 아들이야 소완데 소슬럽제 되네 마 용거래 어디에 지슈하제 다단다 먼저 표현한 팀문이 띵고데 라마체노서 요마데 되네 송고래 the text there don't have the supplicate to the Lord Lama or Lama Cheno, but we need to say in Lama Cheno three times. They don't have this text. Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno, Lama Cheno. 착부대야 저 파블렌 제메도는 모두 컨트롤 들어와신 파블렌 제유나 쇼당 업중 아직 나는데 부익 나는 카드 드라이어래 아니 걔디 파블렌 제토 메나 아니 컨트롤 신제마 이 차량이래 다디 포백 러지 준비되래 So now this is the Phowa lineage. Next one. Page 50. Yeah. Yes.
I think it's 20.
Yeah, this one is right. Yeah, this one. This one is 41. Right. Yes. Now we will reciting in the together and by yourself. Salam po jumbara jinjelo, nyolam po veka jundeva jinjelo. Taksun dene tsewe jurmata, de wo jin du je wa ra jin je lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo de don yin da san je la so wa de sao lom po wo jong ba jin je lo nyu lom bo ve ka jun du wa jin je lo da son de ne ze wo ju ma do de wo jin du je wa jin je lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo Chong me nam ga jin zen la so wa de sao lom po wo jong ba jin je lo nyu lom bo ve ka jun du wa jin je lo da son de ne ze wo ju ma do de wo jin du je wa jin je lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo dong den san gong bo zhe lai sao wan de sao lom po wen zhong bo ra jin je lo niu lom po we ka jun zhe wa ra jin je lo da son de ne ce wei ju ma do de wo jin du je wa jin je lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo pa gu zhen me le zhe la sao wan de sao lom po wen zhong bo ra jin je lo niu lom po we ka jun zhe wa ra jin je lo da sa de ne ce wo ju ma da de wo jin du je wa jin je lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo che je san je jian zen la sao wan de sao lom po wen zhong bo ra jin je lo niu lom po we ka jun zhe wa ra jin je lo da san de ne ce wo ju ma da de wo jin du je wa jin je lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo聪明马的真前来扫完的沙龙波温中波金吉罗牛龙波贝克金主波金吉罗大son的呢在我就马达的我真的就我金吉罗三九八没了cha ze lo用尽喷作南街来扫完的沙龙波温中波的金吉罗牛龙波贝克金主波金吉罗大son的呢在我就马达de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo ken je nam jong pon zo la sa wan de sa lu mo po wen jong bo ra jin ji lo nyo lom po we ka jin de wa jin ji lo da son de ne ze we ju ma da de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san je wo ba me la cha ze lo chi zu gun jo rat na la so wan de sab lom po wen jong bo ra jin ji lo nyo lom po we ka jin de wa jin ji lo da son de ne ze wen ju ma da de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san ji wo ba me la cha ze lo ren zin chu ji dog ba la so wan de sab lom po wen jong bo ra jin ji lo nyu lom po we ka jin de wa jin ji lo da son de ne ze we ju ma da de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san ji wo ba me la cha ze lo kun jo chen le nam je la so wan de sa lom po wan jong bo ra jin ji lo nyu lom po we ka jun de wa ra jin ji lo da son de ne ze we ju ma da de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san ji wo ba me la cha ze lo kun jo chen le sang bo la so wan de sa lom po wan jong bo ra jin ji lo nyu lom po we ka jun de wa ra jin ji lo da son de ne ze we ju ma da de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san ji wo ba me la cha ze lo chin le tun zhe wei chu jie la so wan de sa lom po wen zhong bo ra jin ji lo niu lom po we ka jin zhe wei jin ji lo da son de ne ze wei ju ma da de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san ji wo wa me la cha ze lo kun jo din zin zhun dun la so wan de sab lom po wen zhong bo ra jin ji lo niu lom po we ka jin zhe wei jin ji lo da son de ne ze wei ju ma da de wo jin du je wo ra jin ji lo san ji wo ba me la cha ze lo 用尽去给金钱来烧完的，上龙木破文中不了经济了，牛龙破外个军着经济了，打算的呢，这位就嘛的。但我真的就我经济了，三节我把买了车子了，电子手机你买了烧完的。萨罗门破万中波罗金杰罗，牛龙破外个军之外金杰罗，大山的那这位军马多，的我真的就波罗金杰罗，三杰我把买了车子了。夹不到北美见钱来烧完的，萨罗门破万中波罗金杰罗，牛龙破外个军之外金杰罗。大山的那这位就嘛多的我真的接不了进去了，三节我把买来车子了，这阵大满东扎拉说完的，萨龙木破完中不了进去了，牛龙破外卡军这我来进去了。大山的那这位就嘛多的我真的接不了进去了，三节我把买了车子了。garjin chanju ambo la so wan de sablom po wan jombo ra jinje la nyolom po ve ka jun de wa ra jinje lo ta son de ne se wa jurma da de wo jin du je wa ra jinje lo san je u ba me la cha ze lo che jin lu du jian zan la so wan de sablom po wan jombo ra jinje lo nyolom po ve ka jun de wa ra jinje lo大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真都接我了进去了，三节我把买了车子了，人间等边再见了，烧完的，三不龙破完中把了进去了，女龙破外卡军都把了进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真都接我了进去了，三节我把买了车子了。关着头巾你买了烧完的，三不龙破完中把进去了，牛龙破外卡军都把进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的接我了进去了，三节我把买了车子了。老子讲完了这来烧完的，三不龙破完中把它进去了，牛龙破外卡军都把它进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的接我了进去了，三节我把买了车子了。我见能等多久了，说完的，三龙破完中把它进去了，牛龙破外看见这把进去了，大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的就把它进去了，三节我把买了车子了，其中跟着就叫我来烧完的。三龙破完中把它进去了，牛龙破外看见这把进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的接不了进去了，三节我把买了车子了，定金去接了这来烧完的，三不龙破完中把它进去了，牛龙破外看见这把它进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的接不了进去了，三节我把买了车子了。特定西北路车来烧完的，三龙破完中把它进去了，牛龙破外卡军这把进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的就把它进去了，三节我把买了车子了，现在去进城来了烧完的。三龙破完中把它进去了，牛龙破外卡军这把它进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的接我进去了，三节我把买了车子了。真正作为老马来说完的，萨罗门破完中把进去了，牛郎破外卡军这把进去了。大山的那这位就嘛的，对我真的就我进去了，三节我把买 you have the easy to put Buddha Amit Taba with the Buddha material possession picture. Maybe people can see a little more helpful. One of you who help. Yeah, probably you made the postcard. Maybe they help.
Yes, let me look for it, Lama.
Or maybe some of the whoever there, and people can see imaging a little better. 다 비게 도스 쇼도 와 고보 와메 디데스 공부시오 다 미기 단다 고보 와메기 샵디 메도 빼마가 메도 빼마체 안티간 까르보딘 다웨덴 수 넘지 디데 공부시오 다웨덴 디데 주요섬 다 단다 고보 와메기 슈세기 슈덴디 매버체 슈덴디다 빼마데 매버체 아니 소소 디월 유요섬버체 데네 소소 디월 유네 고보 와메 그 샤비에베 태원데 수수 첨부고 거두데 요섬 아는 고보 와메 슈당 다가라지 요섬. So now this is a way to you meditate, but you can see the Buddha Amitabha's foot touching in the moon disk with the lotus. So you can imagine, take out this cushion, the lotus cushion and the moon cushion, then your head is touching to the Buddha Amitabha's. So now we each time hit 7 times, and we have 3 times. Each one is 7. Dang around the Yamne Chebe Gabla, Mani Korea, Dang Manila, Gordon to the Pajo Lasha, and the Kuzuk Tamboche, Ani Hik Labia, the Timo Dunche, Timo Dunche, which is Timo Sumche, and really Namshi, the Tanjishu, and Shibe, Yangbochen, Yang Roson, some in the Chevena, that Danda. 아주 디스그리 고제 간에 고직 탈베 남는 데스럽도 단단 아주 고제하게 탑시 전에 슈고랑아랑주 아니 치베 가라 남시디 되네 고제고라 되네 라마 유나인 데그 라마 메나양 수수고다 아우당아 치야게 다든도 랩샤스인데 되네 파와 제베나 곰베 산지 꾸는 요 마오 산지 알로 요새 어디 마곰발 산지 데디 송고다 녀를 장와 인자 되네 라마 메나양 아니 수수 남시디 고제데 다직 나와도 밀로 소바당 오골로 소바티네 남시 톰바나 아니 리둘로 제그레스 남시데 지부 대전 콜네 톰바나 아니 타고이심이 제그레스 송버와 어딘데 지부어도 쉬어제. Now this is way to visualization. If you will pray wills and pray beads put away just straight as much as I can, and then the so this is the exercise right now is open your Brahma door. When we pass with the lamas or without the lama, you know how to take your consciousness. So they're ready to open. So this is now exercise, open your Brahma door. So we need to do 3 times, each time is 7. So remember, it's a red color and coming very easy to each time is 4 inches. And the central channel is blue outside, red inside. Looks like glass is very thin. You can see outside to inside to outside. And then the Buddha or material possessions like this, there are no more moon disk lotus. The Buddha Amitabha was your head. Everyone is clear? Number 2, Diksonga, Seb Chungsonga? Lasso. I don't know. I don't know. The hick. 수종샤데 도제 차니디 주 냠샤제제 대와기 년담이나 대워 대점라 주 냠샤제 아니 미그림데 개침버 미그림데 고보와메디 수수 아니 우톤로 요섬 셰로저 대양아라도 카팔로나 시딘데 요섬 어디네 제슈되는 데그래 아도 야만은 고보와메디 주셰로 아니 수수 카팔로 되버체네 데그래 간다 샤비예베 태원데 수수 참부데 개는 도스 개고래 나도 슈단 드려제 먼저 라마 제원의 신제 도스 제원은 저기도. Okay, ready? 휙 휙 휙 휙 Hick, 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 hick. Hick, 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 hick. Thank you. Again, short lineage supplication. One more time. Then next. So I hope you also did yourself with me. So then the next one is a little bit more stronger. That's helpful, you see, in the some stuff, your headache, maybe some things. This is sort of the open your barometer's first sign. So we will go continue. One more the short supplication you have. Chongme nanga jenzen la so wande, dongden sangam bada la so wande, pagu teme luto la so wande, chuji sanje jenzen la so wande, chongme made chen la so wande, yongzen ponzo namje la so wande, kenje namjum ponzo la so wande, jizu guncho rena la so wande, rinzin chuji takwa la so wande, guncho tenle namje la so wande, guncho tenle sangbo la so wande, tenle tundwe chuji la so wande, guncho tenzin chundan la so wande, yongzin chugi jenzen la so wande, tenzin chuji nima la so wande, chabda peme jenzen la so wande, jizun dama donza la so wande, garjin chanchu ongbo la so wande, chejin lo zhu jenzen la so wande, Renjin Dembe Zejin La Sovande, Quenjo Dukji Nima La Sovande, Lodu Chuan Ludu La Sovande, Wijin Nondin Dorje La Sovande, Chizu Gunju Chujava La Sovande, Tenzi Juji Ludu La Sovande, Tubdin Shive Ludu La Sovande, Tenzi Jujin June La Sovande, Tenjin Zowe Lama La Sovande, Salam Phowa Njong Bara Jinji Lo, Nyulom Phowe Kajun Bara Jinji Lo, Ta Son De Ne Zebo Gyuruma Da, Dewa Jindu Je Bara Jinji Lo, Sanje Owa Mela Cha Je Lo. Hick, 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 hick. Hick, 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 hick. Hick, 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 hick. Okay, thank you. So that is the way how to learning practice, and we use the other animal or people, the different tunes, and then we will use a pet. Pet is the pa. The first letter pa is the all the Buddha's essence, the sutra. Ta is the essence of the tantra. The two letters came, and the sound like pet, and then you will see Buddha. Amida was a sitting position, so those maybe we can teaching another time. So this is right now roughly give you some ideas. So now you jump to the page 57, longevity prayer, Buddha Amitayus. Again, same. When Buddha Amitayus will reside in time, His Holiness Dalai Lamas and all the great teachers, His Holiness Karmapa, His Holiness Sakya, His Holiness Jugun Gyamgon, His Holiness Kande Tiba, etc., all the great masters. And also our friend Kishila also recover soon. Also here in Yemen also recover. Whoever those injuries recover soon. So then they're reciting the Amitayus short mantra. The long mantra 3 times and then short mantra 1 mala.
Lord Amitayus, our guide to enlightenment, who guards us from untimely death, protector of the helpless and suffering, Buddha Amitayus, to you I pray.
Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayinjana Sumbeni Shizadam Zorandaya Tadangat Arahati Samyam Sambudaya Deyadai Om Punya Punya Maha Punya Aparimita Punya Aparimita Punya Jana Sambhara Vajade Om Sarva Sam Sakrabari Shuddhi Dharma Dengangana Samangade Sambhavam Bishut Mohanaya Vare Vare Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayrinjana Sumbeni Shizatan Dorantaya Tatanga Arhati Samya Sambuddhaya Deyada Om Punya Punya Maha Punya Aparimita Punya Aparimita Punya Jana Sambhara Vajade Om Sarva Sam Sakara Parashuddhi Dharma Dengangana Samangade Sambhav Bishde Mana Parivare Sovai Om Namo Bhagavate Aparimita Ayinjana Sumbeni Shizatandradaya Tatangadaya Arhati Samya Sambut Deyada Om Punya Punya Maha Punya Aparimita Punya Aparimita Punya Jana Sambhara Vajade Om Sarva Sam Sakara Parashuddhi Dharma Dengangana Samangade Sambhav Bishde Mahanaya Bari Vari Soha Om Amarana Zavindaya 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 Soha
Through the virtue of this practice, may I achieve the great realization of Amitayus. To this state may I come to lead every being, not one left behind.
Okay, now we have maybe some few minutes ask questions, so we can take opportunity everyone. Some may be first time, a little bit something. Some may be familiar. So today, just looks like you got new key to open your own Brahma door, and don't lose, keep and then use it. So any questions? Any continue, that's
I have a question.
yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. When you do the ga, this is the time where you imagine that the consciousness or the P is going back down to the heart center. Is that right?
Yes, yes. That's why I see why I use is the ka is very long, because you have opportunity to you imagines more clear. That's why I said your consciousness as looks like small or the slow emotions, maybe lips coming down the tree, slowly coming down to reach into your heart center. So you will say ka, then looks like me just just a rock thrown someplace. So that's why slow down, easy to you have the opportunity imagine. Yes.
And when is the time when you imagine that Amitabha dissolves into you? Because we've been reading that. When is that time? When do you do that?
No, Amitabha is still there, are not dissolved because of poor practice time. We will Amitabha's there, right? So Amitabha's duty is lock your Brahma door.
Okay. I think I read something that all the lineage goes into dissolves into Amitabha and then dissolves into.
Yes, but this one right now we're talking just in the consciousness part, how to exercise. That's most the same, most practice time. First with visualization, Amitabha or Tara or anything. Then all the essence of Buddhas bring to the light, and then all you and me and Sanjay Bong and together, and the meditation state is the same.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much, Lama. This is my first time at this empowerment and teaching. I just want to verify. So when we're doing this practice, we are visualizing as Vajrayogini and the Uma center going from the heart up to our crown chakra.
That's right. Yeah, this is not empowerment, the transmission in teaching. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
May I please ask a question?
Please.
Thank you so much, Lama Sonam, for your wonderful teachings, and may every single student here be born in Pure Land. Where is the door? Here? This is the Brahman door? This is the door?
Yes.
Rinpoche?
Yes.
So here is the door.
Yes.
My second question is, we have these signs, the headaches, and we are itchy, and like many needles go through your body.
Yes.
This is the sign, 100% I'm going to Pure Land, or this is the sign my door is open?
Those you open the door is a sign, but then you will say there's open the door is a guarantee. Yes, but maybe you will live another 20 years, and they need to more purification. Easy to open the consciousness and easy to door there. Yes, but then we will say right now to open the door. When after 20 years maybe there's something negative create, and then again they block the door.
Oh,
yes.
I see.
So this is the.
If the door is open, we have many chances to block it with our non-virtues.
Right. So always need to caution. So also they said 8 doors are locked. The Brahma door is open. When we die, 8 different doors your consciousness come out. For example, ears and eyes, nose, and so forth. And then you'll rebirth in 6 realms. Your consciousness come out the Brahma door at a guarantee, not in the samsara. So this way we exercising this door is very important.
Dojiche, thank you so much.
Welcome.
No, excuse me.
Oh,
Yes.
Go ahead.
thank you. What if we don't have those sensations? What if we had it the first time, but what if we feel very good and happy, and maybe a little dizzy?
It is okay. It's not how important the one time the sensation the not case. So for example, one lunch is just one lunch. Didn't have the whole life, right? But a good experience one lunch. So likewise, practice keep going, continue.
Okay, so
Yes.
if I don't have a headache or I don't get itchy, that's fine.
That's fine, no problem.
Thank you.
Just keep going, and then this comes.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I would like to ask a question, please.
Please.
I am new also to this transmission,
Welcome.
and I'm not quite clear. I got about the Brahma door opening, but when we're doing the ticks, when each tick, is that bringing it up or is it bringing it back down?
Okay, sorry, maybe. Yes.
When you say the ka,
yes.
Is that pushing it all the way down or pushing it all the way up? I'm not
okay.
clear which way I'm going.
All right. So that's good. But usually we will do that at the time more useful. But it's okay right now. For example, your consciousness in the center of the heart, the inside the lotus petal, very light radiating. Each time hik is 4 inches up. Hik, and hik. And the last is 7. And then they almost open the near Brahma door, right? Now you say your conscious near here. Then each time you say, Ka. The land.
So each time I'm doing the tick, I'm going up.
Just I said yes.
Remember.
Remember.
Going up?
Okay. Yes. So this is Brahma door. Okay, Brahma door.
Yes.
This is seed. The Lord is here. Each time hik. Then now say the 7 times almost here. And Buddha Amitabha draws here. You already consciousness right the hik up.
So my consciousness is going up.
Okay. Ka is coming down.
And down. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Lama Sonam.
Lao.
你这跟着说你开始是那么就按照Phowa是的第一次去你通过那么大，你这边说那我说用过没的话了。
老的。
他的Lama Sonam那个他的他的让的那样的，我这能举手手都是长大前的做来了。他的对应个相对的个没接手手，按你长大前的做来做嘛人。
现在没那的用嘛的，现在都是嘛阶段嘛不有了，推出了这个阶段嘛我吃了，这对不起，安尼我基本都차상我们说这个，安尼차상 말어 어디 되고 말 차상 제 아니 제당 아주 나와지나 팀만 니 지고 그래 좀 주인은 잡아 정하다 남간다 드니 가야 롱을 찍 제나고 균도 바 가서라 자 우마 가지네 야구시라요 니당 바로 찍버리 아주 망차지 지도나 니 총사회 추에 임베스로 찍어라 니 말에 니 다들 냠네 망 다들 망서 고민되는 제일이야 아주 가두 Phowa 장야 그 두두지 유배 갑로 중국이다 루브르도 중국이 차랑 예박해요 말다 고주 신 아주 신배는 루브르도 쟁에 봐 중국나 아당 니네 레바시라면도 배정아랑 남시다 니간 트릭 지우도스 수술다 차진시라요 예수요 니 소보관 장야 계신 분에
아니 재산급도 인제 차트도 좀더 현대되게 직나면 채비는 수술 직공야 되게 공비는 아니 디 펜토거를 도고 말해
도거 나도 이익 대바슬랍도 자당아 그토는 비게 자요마데 이익 대회는 딱딱으로 지도그래 배는 아주 그 니름나 게지 시에마도는 템배율로 참마 샤르토는 시제 아주 지게 남시 드라바 통배가블 군주르기 총을 침버와 디도 원래 남시 딘데 가서라 지 단다 다나시 요 말에 아니 가란조 장배가블야 제도 망고 제자 요래 단다 드링 롭디지로 와 아니 십디잖아 데스 레라 십디 두조 망땅으로 왕어죠 so how lo
야 지도 좀 수수 나오는 직디야 먼저 남규 디도 와 가서 차와다야 디나로라
어래 진짜다 그래 sobda dinle
야 직 저기 야면은 어디에서 직 나와지 디스 직 차주에서 지금도 다디
So her question is the Phowa practice important is a lifetime, and maybe some people thought only this at death time last minute. I said definitely with lifetime, and you practice more experience. And we don't know when we die. It's maybe comfortable with your bad friend or maybe air crash. or some places it never. Impermanent is no guarantee. So this way, I said you practice every day, not every day, twice a month or at least once a month. And even though you don't have time, there are ways to practice short lineage supplication, and then you can use it directly.
Lama, one question about the breathing. Sometimes I have like a little bit of a hard time deep breathing, but as we go up with the hik, we take a little inhalation, or it doesn't matter what we're doing as we go up?
No, it is okay. You know, hik is you can give as much your space. You know, but right now I'm using because you guys follow me, right? And you are your own. How long as you are your own boss?
Okay. And just as a side note here, because I'm receiving some messages on the chat, I've posted the links to Lama's Facebook page and the meditation practices that he has, and the website if you want to keep coming to other practices.
Yes, also related questions. You guys need to know. If I will reply, almost you don't know this English or maybe this Latin or Tibetan, because I have no grammars, and also I don't know how to put together. Better you can call me is better if you have question. Any other? No. Lare. 배 통교 말에 배 통원에로 와 산제 고보 와메기 태원디 샤비야바디 커두고 까대요다 두두 니데라 왕간조디 힉 타마들 힉 dabdude gobo wamegi tugurwa ka ore dine mache dine shonadiya di yagoyamar chela parje che tungro dine shegwa chedan di chawame sungzawdwa andi gobo wamek shabdi nganzu di za umade ka debona shi khadu de yor nganzu hik thamade dyindrabdu hik labdu de tuk che song samje dine khale lange thanje ka algudo dine khale ma phabing gore okay mar nganzu dawa 냠도 데서 냠래 차원 이베 아니 셀라 쳐고 용다 야라스로스 그래 나무여래 딘데래 아니 야 다와르랑 간조 차와 정하다 난관들 냠도 냠래 차주는 갈래 고민 용거로 봐
Lama Sonam la konda yangya chuachi.
방송으로
야 뒤디 우팀치 나로래 야.
말해. 핵디 우디를 지하는 그래. 까디 우디 찍나라 하는 그래.
예. 그랬어요.
라레.
Hello.
The hard questions hik is within one breathing in the 7. I said no necessarily, maybe each time you will just hik and breathing and then other things. Just ka is one time come down, you know. You can look the military parachutes coming down. You can look imaging ka something imagination and then you put it inside a smaller size. You can see easy way.
Lama, I believe there was a question in the chat. Somebody asked, is it safe to practice this often?
Yeah, we do it twice a month is good. Twice yes.
And then someone asked if we can do this with pets.
No. So if ask me, I need to see their pets yet or not, you know. Too early, don't jump the gun.
Lama, I thought we could do it for pets, for animals. I thought you could do it for any sentient being.
Yes, but you have to prove you will qualify it. So this is a question. If you know exactly what you deliver, go for ahead. If you don't know, don't try. Just this is prayer for better for Ami Devarshi is better. Om Ami Devarshi is better because you know this need to least you need to practice for the Vajra Yoginis. So this question is you finish, right? Then you need Phowa retreat. The lamas put it in the grass in your head. Those you need to say yes, your check.
All right.
See here.
So it has to be a qualified master to do Phowa.
Yeah, with the groups, with the group. Sometimes we put the grass. Sometimes, within 2-3 days together, they have enough to, we can see this person can do. But when they see the animals, you can reciting Buddha Amitabha's mantra. It's comfortable.
Well, if someone I know has died recently,
Yes.
I do Amitabha mantra recitation.
Yes.
But sometimes if it's someone I was close to,
Yes.
I'll do Phowa.
Yes.
They're already dead, so I felt it couldn't hurt. At least that's what I thought you had told us in the past.
No, death is no problem, but it is not only death as the consciousness, the death of the body not moving. So
Yeah.
consciousness is where you deliver.
All right.
Lama Sonam, with all due respect, why did we learn then the words that we say for when an animal deceases? I remember I think Jeff we were both at the same last practice, and didn't you say we say something like "bay"?
No, pay is you need. Remember, I know pay is not animal. We use animals and people. We use a pay, but before you need to learn a little bit more. You cannot say, hey, I have a devil license. I need to drive tomorrow. But without the practice, it didn't work that way.
No, so it's not enough to have the Vajra Yogini empowerment either.
Of course, when they pay, it's not only sound. See, consciousness and the Vajra Yogini is the holding the arrow in the boat, and your visualization whole function together, and then it looks like some small piece of apple, put it in maybe an arrow. You can shooting looks like that is where you need to exercise. See, at least you have the sign in the text said herrick and many things. You can see something those many tests. The best way when that animal Om Ami Devara mantra is the best.
Yes, I'll never forget what you told me too.
Okay.
That you can pull a hair out of the top of their head.
Yes, that's good. You will know.
Consciousness go.
Yeah, this is very important one. Remember, human being pass away, or animal, first you touch in the center of the forehead, because if they let the feel and consciousness come out where the touching part. That's why when the Lama guide, people pass away, don't touch it. 45 to maybe 2 hours if you have option. Touching the wrong place and the consciousness come out right there. Then sometimes, so this way, she right, and I talked before, touching the crown. And we have some dead people there, the lamas like this hit in 3 times, say, you are now dead, you are dead. And then he or she realize this is open the door, looks like knock the door, right? Similar in we touching this central door, they come out.
Thank you, Lama Sonam.
Lama, I've never told you this, and I ordinarily I wouldn't tell you in front of a room full of people, but I don't know when I'm going to have the opportunity. When we did that Phowa retreat, Lisa, what was it, about 2.5 years ago? Lisa?
No, it was not that long ago online.
Oh, all right. I'm remembering one that we did like between 2 and 3 years ago, but in person.
Okay.
So I remember it was a weekend-long thing. We did on Saturday we did Amitabha, and on Sunday we did Phowa, and the next day I had acupuncture, and the acupuncturist put a needle here in the China. It's a point for the Chinese, but it corresponds to the crown chakra, the Brahmador. And I felt something. I've never really known how to describe it. It only lasted for like a fraction of a second. And ever since then, whenever I do practice, which I don't do enough, but whenever I do it, and if I visualize a Buddha, any Buddha, it doesn't have to be Amitabha, it can be Buddha, Bodhisattva. If I visualize them above my head, there's a sense of openness or spaciousness. And I never feel anything. I mean, in 30, 40 years, I've never experienced anything like that. But these last couple of years, I've been experiencing it. Do you want to? Okay, yeah. All right, nice. Okay.
I'm very happy for you, Jeff. This is a great sign.
I don't think it's a great sign, unless this means, Lama, does this mean now I have accreditation? I can do it for other people? No, he's not looking.
I can hear.
I was in Bodh Gaya and I took a Phowa retreat, and many people describe this wonderful sign you have as well.
Yes.
So I think it is wonderful.
I don't think it's not. I don't know that it's anything actually physically detectable. I'm sure you couldn't put a blade of grass in it. But what does this mean? Lama Sonam approved?
Yes, I think it's okay. Yes.
So now I have accreditation. I can do it for other people.
So we will go someday. We will talk private. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
I'm not doing it for everyone.
yes.
Don't worry about it.
So.
I'm not doing it for other people.
And then right now we will short dedication. Then now it's 8 o'clock or another group we will practice together. If you will stay, we'll come. Otherwise, we will short dedication. Thank you for coming. I know it's a one time, it's not nothing enough, but just just a small explanation. If you need to more clarified, let me know. So right now in the short dedication, first day long life, His Holiness. If you have prayer book, and maybe you can share better, some maybe need large number. O kare rave gove jingamso penda dewa malu jove ne jere senwa dinzi gyazo shave side bado den gyuro je dedication. Sonam page 70. Sorry, I will jump it very fast. Sonam deye tamje segba ni tomnam niwe danam pamje de gega naji balon chukba siwe chole drawa show jump next to the jambe bawu chedara kemba thang kundu sangbo teyan teshen de tada kunji jeso dalo yawan de dad rabdo jump one more time. 다당 건데 담제지 두숨도 sakbala 유베 게베 자완디 다당 semjen 탐제 뉴르도 라나메바 양탁바 찬주름보제 도바라 주주로제. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lama. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fabiola.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll see you, Sukhavati.
See you, Sukhavati. Yes, that's great. Yes.
Bye.
Yes.
Sukhavati.
Yes.
Next meeting.
Next meeting.
Bye.
Yes.
Sukhavati.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Adios.
Good night. Good
Adios,
night.
buenas noches.
Night.